Can you believe it's been 2 years?
That's flown by.
Has it actually?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has flown by.
Yeah. So 2 years of ADHD AF today, which is definitely the reason why this episode is coming out today, and not because I forgot to do the most ADHD things of April as my most ADHD thing.
Yeah.
So this is a celebratory episode. If you have just joined or you've never heard the podcast before, then the reason why we do this is to connect the ADHD community with validation and humor.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if, or rather when, you next find yourself in a catastrophe, something that's so ridiculous that you couldn't write it, instead of beating yourself up, you can come to ADHD AF podcast, social media, comment your most ADHD thing of the week. Every Saturday, I put up a post asking, what is the most ADHD thing you've done this week? And then you can write it in the comments and connect with others in the same boat and all support each other in the comments and have a few laughs along the way. So it is the ultimate shame eradicator. And if anybody says, well, why is that the most ADHD thing? Everybody loses their keys, etc. It is to do with the frequency at which these occur and the impact that they have on our daily life. So, for example, yes, we all lose our glasses, but do you lose them multiple times a day, have multiple pairs and end up with migraines or running late for work and getting in trouble because you lose your glasses so frequently, for example? So without further ado, let's dive into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, these are from Instagram, starting with Nirel Hawkins. Did a big grocery shop today with meat and veggies, etc., but now don't want to cook.
Yeah. 74 beep_beep. Sprayed my armpits with hairspray instead of deodorant and grabbed a conditioner to wash my hair quickly, thinking it was shampoo. Then wondered why my hair looked so greasy afterwards.
So, Lisa.arts.and.crafts drove to Worcester to collect a tent from a Facebook marketplace. Had a nice chat with the lady selling it, stroked the dog, etc. She helped me put it into the boot of the car, and we joked about how we must not get distracted and drive away before I pay her. I said that was exactly the sort of thing I would do without meaning to. She immediately said, I've just been diagnosed with ADHD. And I said, me too.
Oh, and hopefully you paid for the tent. Wed ZX 2003 spent 50 minutes retracing my steps through the house, trying to find my good glasses without success. Only when I admitted defeat and went to put on them a pair did I realize that they were on my face the whole time. My entire life is like an episode of Terry and June.
Rebecca with a KAH_Chapman 1992. Cooking soup, went to dry laundry, smelt slightly burning food. Food was saved, but nearly burnt my building down.
Wow, some flammable soup. Suzanne_Kennedy_art was excited all week to go to a rave on Saturday. I organised the kids to be somewhere. I built a bed to fit into my car so I could stay the night and fantasised of how much fun it would be. An hour before I was ready to leave, I realised that the rave was the day before and I missed it. I get dates wrong all the time. Oh, no.
Started reading a website about ADHD diagnosis and got distracted by food.
Well, there you go. Kathy Mather rang a friend at 8 p.m. in total blind panic, apologising so much that I'd forgotten to feed her cats this morning. It's supposed to be next Sunday.
Carol2.mills bought a brown beef pot noodle instead of green chicken and mushroom one, realised in the car park outside Tesco's and asked a random man if he wanted it because I bought the wrong one. He politely declined and I now can never go back to Tesco's again.
Red Punk Social says, running around on complete autopilot where the internal engine won't stop even though it's wrecked, tired and getting distracted repeatedly on side quests like polishing a silver trumpet.
That doesn't sound like a side quest. That sounds like a perfectly reasonable and essential thing to do. Samuel Byrne Digital Marketing walked into a door as I opened it and now I have a bruise on my head. No. Ouch.
Zainab_Church turned up to a training course 1 month early. That's really good.
So it's our Canny Campaigns Cat Owens, who I am so excited to see tomorrow for Alien Nation Newcastle, or today, if you're listening to it. I can't wait to see you, Cat. Have I mentioned the cake batter coming out the top of my mixer onto some pretty important letters already? Probably.
Ivies_mum18. Easter holiday, I needed to buy my little one new school shoes. This morning, oh damn, where are the school shoes I haven't brought?
Oh dear. Beck W1 walked in cat sick, went to get cleanup kit, got distracted and proceeded to grab some washing, and in doing so walked back through cat sick with the other foot.
That's gross, isn't it? Woohoo, witchy woman. Took my husband's Jeep to the dealership for service. Ended up buying/leasing a car I had never seen or heard of because it was in the showroom and I thought it looked rad. Nice.
Bethan.alice.ann. Couldn't find my watch, gave up looking for about 4 days. During the same time, my laundry pile became a mountain about 6 feet high, and eventually the top half of it toppled over. And like a pack of cards, exactly where the pile had divided, there was my watch. A sign from the universe to do my washing. Did you get in there?
It was me. I've moved on to watches. But they've been really, yes. Well, you know, I want them to be found eventually. Should we explain the joke? No, let's leave it history. Go back to the other ones and hear why I might be stealing. I know that sounds terrible. That I'm stealing people's jewelry. Mickey.w81 dropped AirPod in sink. Bought new AirPods on Vinted. Dropped one in toilet. Took to Apple Store. Oh well, they're not genuine anyway. All the space of a week.
ADHD, yes, it's me. Bought new project stuff and now I have it. I'm bored.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Dr. Renamat sunk into such a task paralysis trying to close my credit card that I copped another fee in the meantime. Oh gosh. Yeah.
It's our canny campaigns again. Almost took a bit of dog kibble instead of my Elvance this morning.
Oh. I mean,
that might be the cure for ADHD.
Readily available. Over-organized chaos. I can't make it, but just wanted to say how nice it is to see you reassure people going solo. I've considered going to see you guys, and also a few other places have been unsure about going solo, and just wanted to praise the thoughtfulness.
Oh, so that's about the events, the welcome party.
Oh, that's nice.
That's very kind of you for saying that. This really does work a treat. There are loads of people that are coming that wouldn't have come alone and now coming because the welcome party will greet them at the door.
Yes.
It's lovely. Messy 13 Noir shouted, "Fucking kids," louder than I expected when I got overstimulated by the noise of them screaming in a restaurant with their parents also being loud and shouting at the kids. Took me by surprise. It's funny when you take yourself by surprise, isn't it? Yeah. The words that come out of your mouth.
Yes, it is. Helena_Sledden says, go for a test drive and forgot my driving license. Yeah.
Boo. A_vegan Fox didn't notice my husband choking on his breakfast as I was so focused on finding us a YouTube video to watch, then got angry and felt hurt that he was annoyed I didn't notice he couldn't breathe.
I can relate. Jackson Crumpet, washer broke, went to the laundrette to wash, then proceeded to dry at the laundrette too. Just forgot I've had a dryer at home for 4 years.
This was an exceptional week of zero working memory. If I could share a photo, I would. Yesterday morning, I could not find my coffee cup, retraced my steps for about 25 minutes, gave up, and had water. 10 minutes later, my husband sends me a photo of it on the bench by the front door, tucked safely between reusable totes and leases. When was I there? I had zero recall of even being by the front door that morning.
Oh, I'm a distraction. My_hectic_brain. Forgot to update my V5 for 4 years, so the people in my old house got all my parking fines sent there. Oh dear.
_yes.yes, literally half an hour ago, dropped a big bottle of laundry detergent in B&M, cracked it and split it in the aisle, put my coffee on the floor to pick it up, walked the length of the shop to find someone to help clean up, almost slipped on some more I'd spilt in a completely different aisle, and got some on my leg when I crossed my legs in the car on the way home because it was actually on my boot.
Oh. Izzy Amelia, I forgot how to drink water, and instead of taking water into my mouth, I somehow spat rice into my water bottle instead. Not my finest moment.
I was actually drinking at that moment.
Yeah,
and
I was drinking.
0505 Julie couldn't sleep, so at 5 o'clock I arranged a bank loan for a new car and booked a test drive on a car that didn't even have any photos ready. Got to the test, said it looked nice, took it out for a spin, got back and bought it. Picked up a few days later and my son is like, "Mum, why have you bought a boy racer car at 52? Apparently, people keep trying to race me."
It's always time for a boy racer car. No matter what your age. Angela_ is, I'm just going to say Angela is running to fitness here, was meant to be cleaning and got sidetracked by checking if my £2 coins were rare. I've done exactly the same thing as that. I was
Were they rare?
Well, not rare, but 3 of them had interesting pictures on, which could be worth just over £2 one day.
B_bearded crafter bought a house in another country without seeing it.
Wow. Victoria Pink Lotus couldn't focus in work, so I rearranged my whole office. I don't even like it the new way, but at least it burned off some energy.
DJB_and_the_ADHD had a conversation with my very nice and friendly neighbour this week. It started with a general comment that they'd made to me about the weather and how it's a bit cold at the moment, and ended with me talking excessively about how scientists have said that this year will likely be the hottest year globally on record due to the combining effect of both climate change and the El Nino weather cycle. Not sure they were ready for a mini TED talk on one of my special interests, but they did say they learned something, so I'll take that as a win.
I get that sometimes when I'm talking and I'll go off and then tell people so much stuff at work. And afterwards I think, oh God, like those poor people, they can give a shit. They just wanted to know if the spreadsheet was finished or if I'd done the project. And I've just told them how to fix a Mark 1 Golf engine.
Inside_my_muddled_mind. Med free for 4 days that I'd run out and had been struggling all week. Wondered why my pharmacy hadn't contacted me to tell me my Elvance had arrived. So popped in to ask them, only to be told they hadn't received a prescription for me, and then realised I hadn't filled in the request properly on the NHS app, for fuck's sake. Oh, honestly, it really, really doesn't work, does it? It really doesn't work. We literally have to battle the very symptoms of the condition in order to access the help we need for the symptoms of the condition.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Neil Povey had a late night shower. Then instead of getting ready for bed, he got fully dressed. TJ Neil Povey. Oh, good one. Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad I got those. I enjoyed that one. I mean, I enjoyed them all, but that was a good one.
Oh, bless. I don't know. With that kind of logic, I'd be like, well, I'm dressed now.
Whenever I think of getting fully dressed, though, I think of Peep Show when Jez puts his socks on first. And Mark's like, you are something else. Because sometimes I put my socks on first and think I'm some sort of crazy person.
Brown for Maine, white for puddings. But the joke's on them because I like both kinds of taste. Right, Murphy Mau go along to a Pokemon card game just to see if it might be something I'd enjoy. Have now sank a ridiculous amount on all the cards, covers, mats, etc. after one time. Well, I salute you. I think it's great. I just want to know how many more times you've been, Kirsty.
Bethan.alice.ann thought I was 10 minutes late, but I was 20 minutes early. Way!
That's a good way round.
Great.
Isn't it? Canny campaigns again. I typed in the wrong code for my laptop so many times I got locked out for ages. I've had the same code for years. Security breach, I know. I can't for the life of me work out how I got it so wrong so many times. I type it in at least 6 times a day, every day. Then miraculously, I remembered it the next day. Thanks, brain. I do that all the time.
Kat Owens has been busy this month.
She has. Busy month.
She's had a mare, hasn't she, this month? Goodness me, who's this? Aoife Supertramp. Great band. Oh, I forgot to pee all day at work. That's it. I was going to end it there. No, I forgot to pee all day at work and then got home and almost peed myself. Then when I realised I needed to pee, oh God, did the same the next day, but went to the pub straight from work, drank a pint of Guinness and realised I hadn't peed for 10 hours.
Bless you.
Goodness me.
It's such a common thing.
That's bad, isn't it?
It's really, really common. I am the only Lauren. Are you though?
Are you? I know several Laurens.
Moved house, forgot to cancel the water bill. Husband set up a new account. Have been paying 2 water bills since December.
My God.
That is some ADHD tax.
Tax that. Some random person called High Heels and Heavy Suitcases.
Who could that be?
Who could that be? I bet she's American or something. Nicole Nadler forgot to pay her credit card bill, which was due on the 20th and has been due the 20th for a decade. Oh, so it's every 20th for 10 years.
Yes.
Excellent. But it's my American card, so I have to transfer money first, which takes a day or two. So I have actually to start the whole process around the 17th. I also don't have access to my American bank account anymore, so just have to guess the amount in there. Oh my God. Anyway, remember at 2:30 a.m. UK time, which should technically be the 21st, but was still the 20th in US time. I owed $800 something. Oh my God. And had to just pay a small amount so I don't get going to her overdraft in her American account. Don't get a late fee on the credit card, but pay interest in the balance. The tax never stops taxing.
God damn it.
Yeah. Nicole, speak to me about bank things that you can do for international payments. I've got some information.
We'll share it now because we're doing a podcast and it might help other people.
Useful.
Yeah.
What?
We're not just talking to Nicole, we're recording a podcast. Did you forget that?
I could share things. Wise use. I mean, no, people already probably know this, but there's There's a few. One of them's called Wise Transfers, which is really useful for international, in pretty much immediate payments to things. And it means that when you have to put in the crazy American bank details, which are very different to the probably similarly crazy British bank details, you need different numbers and stuff, and you can link up local UK accounts to Wise, which then transfers. But there are other ones available as well, which are useful if Wise isn't very good. So yeah, but there are a few out there which are good to use.
There you go. Very useful. Holding_mama lathered my face in lemon-scented hand cream because I got distracted thinking about pretty earrings.
Amazing, but had a nice lemony scent face.
Might have been a bit zingy.
Erica McIntyre left the stove on 2 times this week. First time with a saucepan on the burner for about 4 hours, burning the bottom of the pan. No. Second time, just the burner, keeping the kitchen warm for about 2 hours. Oh, God. Oh, no.
So realist meow, hyper-focus on playing guitar to the point I just completely missed dinner and it's too late to eat a full meal.
I bet you sound great. Zenith_Stella fell upstairs, not down, but up. Also knocked many things down. Very much a daily occurrence, mysterious bruises. Completely zoned out in a cafe that was actually nice, though, until I got tapped on the arm and the rage and the masking I had to do not to punch said person. Also a ton of other things that I forgot now, but will remember again in 5 years.
Approximately. Beauty_school_dropouts_UK ordered my new business cards after putting it off for ages. Realised I failed to say on them what I do for a living.
Brilliant. Just your name. Just your name and number. Hi, Jonathan Mears.
It means you could have many a string to your bow, I suppose.
Jonathan Mears, human being. Just about. Charo_Ann. Locked myself out of my gym locker even though I used the same code. Tried to put a coffee cup in the bin but failed 3 times before succeeding and having an angry meltdown because why is life so hard?
I hear you. Gosh darn awesome. Trying to sort out doom bags in messy bedroom, got distracted reading things I had written in a plethora of notebooks, first 5 pages full of writing and blank afterwards, and rediscovered hobbies begun and left undone when I wasn't either immediately amazing at them or interested in them anymore.
Yoga for ADHD UK.
Kim.
Sold my own bed for my upcoming yoga retreat. So now as the facilitator, I'm driving home each night.
Still, sell out.
I mean,
well done.
Yeah.
You're the best. Yeah. You're the best. Laura Hull illustration. I thought I didn't have one for this week, but my neighbour has just knocked on the door to tell me my keys are in the outside of the front door. I haven't been outside since coming home about 8 p.m. last night, so they've been out there all night. Thank goodness I live in an all right neighbourhood.
Yeah, that's
not great.
Not great, is it, that one? Nirel Hawkins. Thought I could shower, get dressed, and leave for work in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resilient.families lost the sellotape because it wasn't where it should be. Got frustrated and blamed everyone for not putting things back where they belong. After about 10 minutes of ranting and hunting, I found it in a pile of wrapping things I'd already gathered together, which was where I had put it in the last time I used it.
Yes. Wrong and strong. Kick off. Where is it? Oh, bugger, I hit it. Narnia Harvey. Hi, lovelies. Yesterday, I was super irritable all day for no apparent reason and just snapping at everyone. I just didn't want anyone around. Then it occurred to me I was hangry and I had something to eat and felt much better. I hate when I get like that. Yeah, I am very much the same. I have to eat. Otherwise,
it's the basic needs. Normally, every time is like water, food, sleep.
Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired?
Yeah.
That's the 3 things that keep me sane.
Yeah. Naila Reno literally just randomly decided to get on a bus to the zoo because I saw it pass by and I've had a rough week, so why not? Why not?
No, that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
I've really had a shitty time.
Whichever bus is passing, just hop on it. See what
Yeah, I know somebody who was really stressed and angry at work, so they left the office, went down to the pleasure beach and just went around on the roller coaster for
that's a great idea.
A few goes.
That's a great idea.
Distinctly_analog. It's always email for me. Got distracted in the middle of writing an email this week. Found it 4 hours later. I got distracted in the middle of writing a word. Yeah.
Mid-word.
Yeah, relatable too, actually.
L_RNK went to see a show this week. At the interval, I needed the loo, and of course, the queue was massive. I reluctantly queued, trying to hide my frustration and hatred of queues up until I was the next person in line to go. It was at this point that my brain decided enough is enough. I left the queue and decided I'd rather wet myself than queue a minute longer.
Yeah, too right.
Can't you showed that?
You showed them.
I cannot bear to queue.
It's warm at first.
Oh, stop! Horrible.
These are Facebook ones, right? These
No,
next
this is
ones.
still- oh, is it?
That looks like a Facebook
Oh, yeah,
comment
it
to me.
is. Sorry, you're right.
I know what comments look like, don't I?
Get with
Down
it.
with the kids.
Get with it.
Cherry Holohan. Guess who topped up their entire engine oil today into the steering fluid hole, but then flushed it out with water thinking it was the radiator? The first thing I thought afterwards was, what was the most ADHD thing you've done this week? I'm not laughing at your misfortune.
But you've got to laugh.
That's
the point. And
it's quite amusing.
That
Yeah.
Cherry Holohan thought to herself, rather than beating herself up, this is the most ADHD thing I've done this week. I'm going to go share it. So
Eradicated her shame.
hurrah, it works. Fiona Mackenzie Robinson, I bought a new toilet seat and then decided to clear out a cupboard and found 2 unopened toilet seats that I obviously forgot about.
Quite a lot of toilet seats there.
Prepared though. Claire Murray went on a week's holiday, not realizing how hard it is when you're not in your routine or comfort zone. I totally hear you. I do love going on holiday, but when I get back, it really does take me a little while to get back in the swing of things. And a friend of mine is actually dreading going on holiday just because, you know, she's quite sensitive to different kinds of food and her own routine and stuff. So yeah, it can be really hard work.
We've got Tamika Mitchell, spent days searching and reading reviews to make sure I buy the right bass amplifier that I can use for practice. Somehow, I ended up ordering the wrong amp and bought a guitar amp instead. Oh no.
The mindful autistic not only left my keys in the car, but the engine still running while I was at the supermarket shopping for just over an hour. Luckily, the car was still there when I came out.
Ashley W. Larkin, lost my keys out of my bag. I backtracked to the supermarket for them, patted myself down, walked to the car park, was about to phone for help when they appeared in my hoodie pocket.
Of course. I'm back. Lost my house keys for the 4th time in 2 weeks out the house. I have a system in the house. Left the straighteners at the gym. Spent 2 days doing everything and achieving nothing.
Yeah.
We all have weeks like that.
Yeah. Tracy Wilkes forgot to pay for parking at the station.
Kim Pierpoint still not made baba ganoush. That's 3 weeks and 3 aubergines wasted.
Gemma Clack. Sent another blank assignment off for uni and whilst resubmitting wondered why my laptop screen wasn't very bright. Turned up the brightness, did what I needed to, then left the house and realised I still had my sunglasses on from the school run.
Okay, so these are from the Discord community. So they are anonymous. So these are from the Planet ADHD AF peer support community legends.
Was running late for the vet. I forgot which dog the appointment was for, so I just scooped them both up and ran out of the door. Got to the vet. They know us pretty well and they looked confused. We don't have dog A or dog B booked in for today. Is something wrong? Thinking I got the day wrong, I asked when the appointment was. Nothing on the books at all. Went home, had a voicemail from the doctors asking if I was still coming for my appointment, which was for me, not my dog's. 2 weeks for a new spot. Oh.
I love how we made the dogs anonymous as well, just to be safe. Okay, got the train to Edinburgh to meet a friend who was about to have a baby, but realised my phone was low battery. Had to buy a charger, but also decided to take cash out using a code on my phone as I also forgot my bank card. And then I realised I had nowhere to store the cash safely, so ended up buying a bag. Forgot to buy the friend a present, so got that in Edinburgh, including a card, but also forgot to bring a pen, so had to buy a pen. It's an ADHD tax kind of a day. On the plus side, I like my new bag and it matches my coat. So the dopamine is flowing despite feeling like an epic failure. Not an epic failure, lots of wins there.
Yes, loads of wins.
Exactly.
Oh, what an adventure. Found my purse after 7 months. I want to read the word moths because that sounds like the purse has been stolen by 7 moths. Found my purse after 7 months, renewing all my cards and paying for a new driving license. Oh no, on the plus side, I'm £8.53 in pocket.
On a train, I went to put my rubbish in the bin on the way to the toilet. I looked down to see I was holding an empty Sprite bottle in my hand. Where the fuck was my phone? Had to go and fish it out from the minging bin on the train.
Ugh. We had a pan on the stove with leftovers from dinner. I wasn't sure whether to freeze them or put them in the fridge for the next day. I started to ask my partner what he thought, but mid-sentence I couldn't remember the word for leftovers, so I said, should I put these remains in the fridge? for tomorrow or freeze them. He looked so blankly at me. And so I said, that's not the right word, is it? No, it isn't. The remains.
I've been trying to pee for about half an hour, but keep getting distracted by other tasks. Only ADHD you can procrastinate peeing. Amen.
December 2022, I bought a huge Christmas pudding. It didn't need chilling, but for some reason I still stored it in the fridge anyway. Before that Christmas, I got ill and didn't eat it. It took up half the fridge for the next 2 years, but I've finally thrown it away. Go me! It was only a year out of date. At one point I checked, but then still put it back instead of throwing it in the bin. Well, you never know. Might need that one day.
So no, I will throw this away, just not right now.
I'm sure
I've got
Christmas
something else to
puddings
do.
last for decades.
Just like you've got to throw it away, but you're still just not going to do it right now.
Yeah.
Clean the fridge, got confused as to where the shelves went back in. Whilst trying to figure this out, I dropped the glass shelf, which exploded all over, cutting my wrist and hand. Oh no! I always suspected cleaning was a high-risk sport. Absolutely. Stay safe. Don't clean. Hope you're okay.
Have just been sat surprised. I was hungry already. Went to kitchen and found the food I thought I'd eaten. No wonder I feel so lightheaded.
I went for a walk with the dog and dropped my phone in the river. I had on wellies, so retrieved it. However, now can't charge it in the port for a couple of days till it dries out. Thank God for wireless charging pads. Just went on Amazon and bought a waterproof case. Good plan.
Good plan. For the next time it might happen. Driven past my own house a few times this weekend. Good. Short but sweet.
How can there be so many different forms of communication to stay on top of? Email, letters, WhatsApp, phone, social media, here, there, fucking everywhere. I want to hide in a cave and communicate using smoke signals. Amen. I fucking hear that.
I forgot the word for desk today and just searched for computer table. Still getting results there. It's just what it is, isn't it?
I just love these ones. I really love the resourceful way, the resourceful use of language. Yeah. I found my toothbrush in the cutlery drainer by the kitchen sink and a half-eaten piece of toast in the fridge. I think it's quite sweet that I've been trying to keep things tidy.
It is. My
favourite most ADHD things are as follows. F-Deb the house cat forgetting I had a son. Watch wife holding him and genuinely wondered where that baby had come from and who. Congrats to you. You are our winner. There is a joint winner though.
Yep.
I don't have it to read out, but I knew I would remember this because it tickled me so much. So on Saturday, we did the Alien Nation Glasgow show, and somebody in the congregation won. They won a prize because we give prizes on the night. And their most ADHD thing was that themselves and their mother, who is also ADHD AF, had gone to the wrong funeral.
Wow.
Right time, wrong church. But so wrong person. There happened to be a funeral. So they had to sit through a whole funeral of a person that they didn't know. They were at the wrong funeral.
That's shocking. Funeral crashes, isn't it?
Up there. What's your most ADHD thing of April? Buffet. Well, I don't know that they stayed for the food. I mean, they could have gone to the other way.
You've done the sad bit.
Meant to be morning.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah.
Might have been more considerate. What was my most favourite? Well, my ADHD most.
Yes, that's what we're doing here.
I had one about 5 minutes ago, but it slipped out of my head. It was pretty good. Oh, what happened was we had the house surveyors around. Can I talk about this?
Yeah, we can. We're moving. People, we're moving.
The house surveyed because you have to get a home report up here before you list. And well, there was somebody's TV aerial on our roof. Well, not ours. Somebody else's had blown off, and it had been there. And I had seen this months ago. Every now and again, would look at it, and then the surveyor pointed out, and then put it in the report that there was an old bit of aerial on the roof. Put the ladder up. It took me less than a minute.
Yeah, it literally was a 1 minute job.
And
how many months?
Maybe 5, probably 6 months.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your most
ADHD thing? Is I've got a couple, but number one would probably be forgetting to do the most ADHD thing of April episode until this morning. But I've had a ridiculous week. I basically was meant to have an HRT review and also have my blood pressure and weight taken for my ongoing ADHD medication. And for some reason, I put the date in the calendar for Monday, and I got a text message through from the doctor's surgery to tell me to get there at 1:20 for my appointment that was at 1:30. But I didn't read the rest of it. And even if I had, I've got dyscalculia. In the very small print, it said 30th, not 29th. So actually the appointment was the day after, but I still don't really understand why I would need a reminder message the day before. I'd quite like a reminder message on the day. But anyway, I didn't read it properly. Turned up at the wrong time, and then I'd forgotten my keys. So I was locked out of the house for a good couple of hours. My phone was about to die. It was all really catastrophic. And then I went to go on the actual day, and I thought I was early, but I was nearly late. So I thought it was at 1:45 and it was at 1:30. It's just like, it's really, really ridiculous. Like, it should be so straightforward. But I think the funniest part is even if I had have read the whole message that said it was the 30th, I still wouldn't have known it wasn't the 30th that day. And God knows why I put it in as the 29th in the first place.
Yeah.
It's just like, for some reason, I just cannot seem to keep a grip on dates, times, and organising calendars whatsoever.
Keeping your phone charged.
Or keeping my phone charged while I was working, to be fair. So today, if you're listening to this on Thursday, the 2nd of May, it is 2 years today since ADHD AF podcast first episode.
2 years. Woo!
Woo! So we are celebrating at Brinkburn Brewery in Newcastle, which is very exciting. We've got some amazing guests, including our Canny Campaigns, Kat Owen, Rachel Charlton Daly, wonderful journalist, and the Technicolor Project, which is so exciting. Plus, of course, Nicole Nadler performing a preview of her sequel to her critically acclaimed Edinburgh Fringe show, Why Am I Like This, called Why Am I Still Like This? And our Ali Mack coaching. So I'm super excited to get back to the tune. If you are listening and you are in Newcastle, you can still join us. Tickets will be on sale right up until the last minute. There is a discount code, capital B, birthday party -20 for 20% off. And I believe there are some pay it forward tickets for anybody who can't afford to come, have been donated. So please do get in touch if you would like to join us. And don't forget about that welcome party. You can come alone and leave with friends, because the welcome party will greet you and seat you with like-minded legends to make local connection for that in-person peer support. Please don't let coming alone being a barrier for you. That is one of the main purposes of this event, in which we explore why ADHD can be alienating, and also give some good advice, hacks, tips, and just connect the local ADHD community and educate with ADHD awareness in a totally fun and unique way, gamifying the learning process with bingo and lightening the mood with Masioki for us dopamine deficients to have a sing-song. The Glasgow show was absolutely amazing. I had the best time, and it was so wonderful to see everybody. So Newcastle today will be today. Leeds on Friday, Smokestack in Leeds. And then on Saturday, we'll be back at Salford Lads Club, which is a magical place. I'm so excited for Salford Lads, with loads and loads of guests. And Sunday, we are at Verney House in Blackpool, which is my home from home, for an extra special bank holiday afternoon in my favourite hotel in the world, bar only Pikes Ibiza. Neck and neck, I'd say. Neck and neck. If you have been listening to ADHDF podcast for 2 years, throughout all the highs and lows and disruptions and changes and epiphanies and catastrophes and all the rest of it, I just want to thank you from the very bottom of my heart. Your support means the absolute world. And in keeping this podcast going, and in keeping listening to my ridiculous squeaky little voice, you have helped us apply for a charity. So ADHDF plus charity, we have passed the initial screening to become a charity in England, Scotland, and Wales. So it's all going ahead. And that is why ADHDF Alien Nation is the last podcast tour, because we're about to launch a chazza. And so, the main focus is going to be that, but the podcast will keep going. But please know that every single day, all around the world, I still get messages saying how much this podcast is helping, has helped people get diagnosed, has helped them self-diagnose. Self-diagnosis is valid, has helped them, feel better about themselves. I've even had people say it saved their lives. I have psychiatrists reach out telling me that they recommend their newly diagnosed patients to listen to this podcast. Like,
it helps relatives and loved ones understand it.
It really, really does. Like, so much has come from this podcast, and that has only happened because you have listened to it, because you have shared it, because you've kept following. Because honestly, I can't thank you enough from the very bottom of my heart, because I came in here wanting to do this work. It is an honour and a privilege. And thanks to you all sticking by me, I can continue to do this work. And my gosh, we're going to do so much good work with this charity.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Do you have any reflections after 2 years of this?
I think we've come so far, and you've come so far, and the team's amazing, and yeah, everyone's been great, and the support and the community is brilliant. It's all just it's something that wasn't here before, and now it is, and that's really important. So it's really exciting, and 2 years is it has flown by. Everything that happens, and I'm not saying woo-woo in a woo-woo sense that it was meant to happen, but what does happen is often sent because it happens because it's a test, isn't it? And you've got to kind of overcome those challenges.
Yeah, thank you so much. So thank you very much to you, my darling, for supporting me these last couple of years. It's been really, really tough, but I'm so glad that we're still going with it. And so much good has come from it. Massive thank you to Ali Mack, who I'm not sure the podcast would still be going if it wasn't for the support that Ali's put in as well. Nicole Nadler, Canny Campaigns, the Grand High Queen of activism and advocacy. Just everybody. I will talk more about who's on the board for the charity in due course as soon as I can. For now, just thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to everybody who has bought tickets to come and see the last of the ridiculous shows. I just want to end by sharing in the shows, which is from Saint Dolly Parton. One of her most brilliant quotes is that it takes a lot of money to look this trashy. Now, I've taken that and paraphrased it as my own, which is it takes a hell of a lot of work to create this chaos.
Yeah.
But we're all in it together, and we now know that we have each other to lean on and learn from. We are not aliens. We are an alien nation together. I'm so grateful to you all. So big love.
Cheers.
Cheers then. Bye.
Bye.
See you on the road.